This is a big day for gamers. Little Big Planet is coming soon, and to celebrate, we're giving you an exclusive Little Big Planet theme, which should go nicely with our in-depth coverage of our new favorite game. Well, that we don't own yet. We're here today with Alex Evans, who's a co-founder of Media Molecule, of course, making the much anticipated, highly buzzed, super excited about Little Big Planet.
Sure, thanks.
So thank you for bringing it into the world, because I can't wait to get my hands on it. But of course, it is really anticipated, but I don't think a lot of people know really the nuts and bolts of how the gameplay works and what it's really about on kind of like a molecular level.
Yeah, sure. What I think is that when you first get the game, it's just, think of it like a really fun, almost traditional game, right? So you can play with this character, it's just enjoyable. And if you're, for example, a real gamer, then there's loads of like secrets and replayable value there. But I think what makes it really unique is that every level that you play on the Blu-ray is inspiration for stuff that you can create yourself. And really, people ask lots of detailed questions, but really anything you've ever seen in any screenshot or any video that you see today, you can make as well. It's really easy to get your own images into the game, whether it's for the environment or even for your character. So if you have a PlayStation Eye plugged in, then I can just come in here and check out my stickers and decorations. These are the ones that I've collected by playing the game. So the reward for playing through the pre-made levels is items for your inventory. I've got tons here, but actually you get a live feed. So maybe you want to smile into the, let me just frame it here. Beautiful. And 3, 2, 1. And that's stamped down onto the world. But what's really cool is that any picture that you take is framed forevermore. So we have this picture of you. But what's cool is that I can maybe put that onto my character.
So where did this level come from?
So this level was actually one that we just jumped into. It was made by one of the beta testers.
I have to say, it's vaguely creepy to see my smiling face in the middle of this level.
It is cool. I'm imagining that people will find all sorts of uses, and you don't just have to put in images of yourself. You could like recreate your bedroom, for example, or if you've got like a cool thing you've got on your like school bag, or if you've made some artwork or something, you can actually bring it into the level and use it as part of the architecture of your level.
The game isn't really just about sticking stickers on things. I mean, you can make your own objects, right?
Absolutely. So, I mean, the stickers we make available at all times, so that's maybe why a lot of people have seen that stuff. But also you can create full objects, entire levels, so we can bring quite complicated creations to life, whether it's just a pile of blocks or whether it's like quite a complicated machinery. Actually, our level designers have built entire bosses that you can play in the game, and they're literally constructed out of hundreds and hundreds of little tiny joints and switches and proximity sensors, all built in the game tools. And I'm really hoping to see some incredible like characters and objects, and yeah, anything you see in the game you can make.
The game is obviously very original. How did you guys come up with this idea? What's kind of your MO behind the design?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fighting, actually. There's a small group of us. Really what we try and do is get people really into the particular bit they're working on. And when we started, we were thinking we wanted to do a game about jamming. You know that feeling where you've got like a bunch of friends in a garage band and you're just playing, not really for any reason other than the fact it's enjoyable to make music with friends. And we're like, well, how can we make that more general so even people who don't feel that they're musical can get that idea of jamming on a console? And at the core of it, we were just like, every decision we made is like, is it fun to create stuff? Could we go back to that idea of jamming? Is it like, if it's too hard and too techy, then we you know, that's not what we want. But we want still people to be able to get better and better and better. So if you really practice, if you spend the hours, you can become a real expert at this and create incredible things, I hope.
One thing that I'm very excited about is kind of the social networking aspect of the game. And I don't think a lot of people have gone into that. So how does that work? Does it work with stuff online as well?
We've tried to take the best bits, if you like, of social networking sites on the web and really apply a sort of console feel to it, like very visual. And one of my favourite things is that we link the community together with images and screenshots, because after all, you're playing the game, and we can capture moments that you've really enjoyed. We can follow PSN IDs and basically provide feeds so that if you've created something amazing, you'll get a rich feeling of who's playing it, which characters people have gone in and enjoyed it.
Well, I think everyone's very much looking forward to playing the game when it comes out. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Not at all, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Can I play?
Sure, go ahead.
We had a chance to talk with Alex Evans of Media Molecule to learn about kind of the origins of LittleBigPlanet and how it all came to be. And now we're here with Kyle Schubel, who's a managing producer on the game. Thank you very much for being here.
Glad to be here.
So it's the kind of game where you can either spend 5 minutes and make kind of a, a decent level, or you can spend many, many hours.
Absolutely. I mean, you really get out of it what you put into it. I mean, if I wanted to make a quick little level, I could make it as ugly as anything you can think of, and it'll still be fun. But if you want to spend the extra time to really invest in making it pretty, you can make it something that people are going to really want to download and play.
What kind of time investment are we talking for a big level?
For about 10 minutes of gameplay, you could probably invest anywhere from 7 to 8 hours.
Well, I don't have that kind of time, so can we work on something a little faster?
I think we can definitely do that.
Nice, excellent. We're joined now by Eric Fong, who's the associate producer on LittleBigPlanet, and he's going to be driving while we take a look at the game here with Kyle. And so my first question, though, is what's with the thermometer on the side?
Oh, the thermometer is going to be how you keep track of, well, how big your level's getting in memory. So this way you've got a very easy representation of how far you can go and how crazy you want to get with your level.
I heard that you guys have a little something to show us.
Well, we thought we would go ahead and put something together here for you guys. So, a little truck that Eric built. You mentioned that you like cats, right?
I do like cats.
Okay.
Are we going to make a Meowmobile?
Hey, there we go. We might need to go and coin that phrase. I like it. Hold on. Keep it. Save it. So, as you can see, you've got pretty much infinite possibilities. This gets into what we were talking about before about how much do you want to spruce things up? How creative do you want to be? We can make the truck that just works, but now we can actually personalize it and make it something people will remember. And that gets into the whole share aspect where people are going to be downloading and commenting, and you want people to...
Because who wouldn't want this marvel of technology and design?
And we're flying. Whoa! Oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, thank goodness. Whew, roll bar saved my life. People wonder why those things are there.
Here's a level that we made in about 10 minutes of time. And, can I control one of the guys?
Absolutely. Okay, so jump in R1.
Ah!
Oh, very close. So we've got a little bit more fire here, but me staring down at you.
It's the horrible Kyle face of doom.
Yes, apparently I need my teeth brushed, so try and grab onto that. Oh,
ow, ow.
But as you can see, you can create your levels as difficult as you want or as easy as you want, and obviously we didn't spend too much time sprucing this up, but making a series of obstacles, and then we can grab and copy and paste. So if you wanted to make ever more difficult swing puzzles, you could actually grab that and copy and paste it in seconds, and then we can actually build up your level from that. If you can play this game and not smile while doing it, we've done something wrong.
Well, I think I'm going to be spending endless hours not only playing, but creating this stuff, because that's half the fun, for sure.
Absolutely. And then seeing what everyone else does, and it's just this perpetuating cycle.
A lot of people are calling LittleBigPlanet a console seller, so there are obviously a ton of reasons why it's a great game, but why do you like it? Why do you think it's a good holiday pick?
Well, I think there's so much that you can do beyond the simple platform part that is a key part of the game. You can play a platformer, you go through different levels, collect items in a traditional sense. Once you get out of that and you've collected objects, and now you can go make your own levels. All the tools used to build the levels that Media Molecule have created with the game are there for you to use. Amateur game designers, people who want to tell stories, this has never been done on a console system before. The opportunity to then upload those, have your friends play, have your friends test out before you publish them for the PlayStation Network audience as a whole to try. The opportunities are just incredible for where this can go. I think that what you see on day one of LittleBigPlanet is going to be quite different from what you see on day 100 when people have got used to the tools, and it's just fascinating to see where it'll end up.
So can I keep this copy?
My copy?
Yeah.
Smile. Okay then.
So that's our holiday buyer's guide. Hopefully it'll make your holiday season a little smoother. However, I can't vouch for your family get-togethers or your awkward company parties, but hey, we do what we can. PlayStation truck with Lionel Milton, who developed a very awesome level for LittleBigPlanet with the help of your son, Taylor, I heard.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a huge help. It was 2008, so, the kids do it. You just kind of follow.
So what's the basis for your level? What's the inspiration?
The inspiration is New Orleans. I'm born and raised a native New Orleanian, Lower Ninth Ward, so I tried to make a level that was a concept that was based on New Orleans.
So how hard was it to develop the level? Did you have to learn a lot of the tricks, or did you kind of pick it up right away?
I went back and I made a lot of different drawings and artwork to go with the tools they had. So I just went and drew stuff and doodled around a little bit.
So you would say that the best way to kind of build a level is to sketch it out first and then go in with the tools and lay it all out?
If you want to do it in a very artistic, creative way, if you're an artist and creative, you want to do it. But if you're just super creative and you're not like more of a visual artist, you can just go in and have a ball.
So your dad said that he was trying to build a level that would be so hard that you couldn't beat it. Did he succeed?
Yeah, it took me at least 2 weeks to figure out this level.
It took you 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
So is it fun to have a dad that plays video games with you?
Oh, yeah. Never bored around the house.
LittleBigPlanet is one of the most interesting and original games for the PS3, and our favorite feature is the ability for users to create and share their own levels. Join us as we visit with the creator of one of the most popular levels, the Azure Palace. We're here in Azusa, California, and I am joined by David Dino, who is the creator of one of our favorite LittleBigPlanet levels, the Azure Palace. Am I pronouncing that right?
I think you are.
Well, I would love to see how you work your magic and create the levels for LittleBigPlanet. Can we check out your studio?
Sure, let's go ahead.
Well, 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 what do we have here? Talk about maximizing your gaming space.
Yeah, it's just a little spot that I have.
So how long have you spent in here working on this particular level?
I was actually sick for an entire week when I got the game. I was down with the flu, and luckily, I was able to get into a Zen-like trance while I was sick at the same time and create what you saw.
That looked a little trippy, yeah.
Just a little, just a little.
I can see a little bit of that fever haze
Yeah,
going on in there.
It was kind of wild.
So do you have an artistic background, or is this something that just kind of came naturally?
I kind of have a graphic design background, and I also draw a bit on the side as a hobby.
Now, do you sketch all your parts of your level before you actually go into the edit mode and create them, or do you just kind of do it freeform?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I had actually drawn out another dragon initially in the beginning, and then I just based it off of that so I can get a better sense of scale. As you can see, that's how small he is. And then it's kind of similar to actually, what's on the screen. And then we go on. Here's the actual, what I started off, the actual sketch of the level before it actually became the Azure Palace. As you can see, there's no temple or palace type, structures. It's supposed to be all subterranean crazy stuff. And for the most part, it retains the same design. And then right here, there's the king that you get the sword from. And then these are just ideas that fell through.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You are a much better artist than I am, so enough shop talk. I'd love to give the level another go.
Sure, no doubt.
I have played it before, but I've gotten stuck a few times, so now I have the actual creator here. Come with me if you want to live. Oh! All right, well, if I can't make it through the level with the actual designer playing with me, then I'm kind of a lost cause in terms of the Azure Palace. Yay! Oh,
Go! I can't wait.
Treasure? Woo! Foul beast, we come for you. I shall make your hide into a cloak.
The zebra stripe thing,
yeah.
Oh, so close. Oh! All right, we can go around it because we're not on the same plane.
Oh.
Yeah. Now the hard part of this is.
Oh, this is the hard part?
Yeah, dropping the sword into that part right here. Oh, you did it!
That was totally on purpose. Die, foul beast. Awesome. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. I feel like I've accomplished something now that
Hooray.
I defeated your level successfully.
You were the one who did the final blow.
Yes.
And that's what counts.
I slew the dragon. Can I get a sneak peek into something new you're working on?
Sure. Here's something that I've actually, spent probably a good month on and off, and it's called Armor Boy. Now, as you can see, these are just normal-looking robots.
Oh.
Follow me. Yep.
Not so easy, is it?
No, it's not.
Getting in there. I love how it closes you up in there. That's so funny.
Let us fly. So try to hit the middle of that robot right there.
I'm just trying to stay
steady.
Yeah.
You'll actually love. Oh, and there you go.
Big shocker, I'm the first to die. Well, thank you so much for showing us your level
Definitely.
today. I feel inspired to go back to the drawing board and try to build something a little bit better.
All right, much appreciated.
When we first got our eager hands on LittleBigPlanet, we knew the community aspect of the game would be huge, but we had no idea just how amazing and truly innovative some of the user-generated levels would be. Some are simple and perfectly designed, others are beautiful but challenging. Some simply go way beyond anything we thought possible. All of them are sure to entertain. Join us as we look at user-generated levels that made us smile. Not so hot at math? Need a little help? How about a Little Big Calculator? That's right, there's no story here, no real goal, not even a single chasm to jump over or a rope to swing on in this level. You simply hit switches to form basic addition or subtraction problems, and then let the intricately woven system of switches do all the work. This one clearly took some serious thought. For something a little on the bright and easier side, look no further than springtime. You'll jump and swing from trees, leap on mushroom trampolines, dart across flower petals, and even hitch a ride on a few colorful animal friends. It's not the most innovative level we've seen, but it is very well laid out, has multiple path options, and it's a bit longer than most other levels. And, well, we had a fun time. If you're looking for a creative undersea adventure, look no further than Distress in the Ocean. A peaceful sailing trip turns into a harrowing aquatic journey when a giant shark attacks and tosses you overboard. You'll dive deep, deep, deeper into the ocean blue and make friends with a pink octopus, grab onto a few fish and squid, stomp some clams, and even ride a giant crab before you once again reach the safety of your ship and the final showdown with that nasty shark. Do you know your human anatomy? JP, the human body, is here to give you a lesson or two. In this fantastic voyage, where you're miniaturized and injected into an ailing patient, you'll have to use a number of simple techniques to cleanse his brain of a viral threat, restart his heart by fixing his pacemaker, detoxifying his liver, and making room in his lungs for more oxygen. It's an easy level to play, but we couldn't help but be impressed by the attention to detail. Looking for a new racing game for your PS3? Why not pick up LittleBigPlanet and try J2C, Tube Racer? This trippy, Tron-esque multiplayer race has wild lights, crazy loops, dynamic ramps, elevators, attack tanks, and even a warp speed finish. Up to 3 cars can race at once, and there's even an award ceremony waiting for you at the finish line. One of our personal favorites is the Azure Palace. Just imagine dropping an Indiana Jones-esque adventure into undersea ruins, complete with a magic dagger and giant sea dragon beast. Oh, you should get the idea. Be sure to check out our interview with creator David Dino in this episode for a more detailed look at how he made it all happen. Topping our list, huge pinball machine. That's right, you step into the machine and be the ball as you twirl, whirl, bounce, and soar through an amazing pinball environment. It has everything you would expect, like bumpers, flippers, spinners, and special corridors. Better yet, if you find a secret passage or two, you'll be whisked away to a far-out world, or moon, that is. With endless credits, we kept going back for more. So there you have it. From Japan, Europe, and the good old USA to across the rest of the globe, there truly is a huge amount of creative genius out there just waiting to be released. Perhaps this video will inspire the little big genius in you, too. LittleBigPlanet tickled the creative lobe deep in our brains and left us itching for more. Finally, LittleBigPlanet 2 is here to scratch that itch and blow our little minds. Media Molecule has taken the lessons learned from the original groundbreaking game and combined them with big ideas from the community to make LittleBigPlanet 2 a powerful creative tool that would make any artist giddy with anticipation. But you gotta wonder, when your players have gone above and beyond the call of creativity, where do you take them next?
Obviously, we've spent a lot of time looking at the user-created levels and content from LittleBigPlanet 1. We're constantly, inspired ourselves and amazed at what people have done.
I mean, the thing about the community has been that they are incredibly quick to push the boundaries. I mean, that's the bottom line. Our stated aim from the beginning of LBP was learn from the community, and when we were first writing it, we'd have these moments of doubt where we were like, can people actually create amazing levels with this? We had to explain it to ourselves, to the press. This time around, we know what the community can do. It was astounding, so now we can really build on that.
Typically, when players find a bug in a game, they use it for an unfair advantage against other players. In this case, it seemed to help the community flex artistic muscles.
There's a bug which they found called the 50-layer bug, and we totally didn't know it was in there. We didn't catch it when we shipped the game. But people have been using it to create levels that just have visual impact, and they rebuild backgrounds that officially they weren't allowed to do, but they've just done it anyways.
The last level design guy that we hired was from the community. So he was doing things that we just couldn't work out how he was doing it.
I think he was originally a builder, a construction worker in the UK, and now he's a game designer at Media Molecule.
While the tools Media Molecule gave users were very powerful in the original game, the players decided to take the idea of play, create, and share to a whole new level. Literally.
With LittleBigPlanet, there was a tiny minority of brilliant creators who basically bent the rules and created shooters and arcade games and not just platformers. Because when you think of LBP1, most people see a platformer. Now Sackboy is still going to be in the new game, but the cool part is that we wanted to bring that idea of building not just platformers to everyone, not just the hardcore of the creators, but with LBP2 you'll have all that flexibility made easy for everyone. The upside for the really powerful, like, hardcore creators is that they then get an extra boost up into even more crazy territory, which I can't predict, but I hope it'll be amazing.
With LittleBigPlanet 1, you could describe that as an editor for platform games. With LittleBigPlanet 2, we actually want to make it a platform for games. We want to broaden what's possible with the tool. It's still going to cater for and build upon what we had before, you know, physics, platform type games, but it isn't just platform games now. You can create a racing game, or a shooting game, or a fighting game, or a game that doesn't even have a definition yet.
Media Molecule learned very well that by giving the community tools, they would build amazing things. Not only will you have large-scale game development tools, Sackboy will be getting a few tools of his own. One item you'll be getting a lot of new use out of is the grapple tool. Don't let those little stumpy sack legs get you down. If there's something way up high that you can't reach, the grapple will become your new best friend. Media Molecule has worked hard to make it easier to use all of the tools and to share your brilliant creations with your friends.
So one of the big things the community asked us about was like, so I've made a cool level, how do I tell everyone about it? How do I get people to make my level popular? And that's one of the big things we've really been working hard on, and the web is going to be quite a big part of that as well. One of the ideas that we've actually got running internally now is that every level you publish gets a web page, gets its own web page. And what will happen is that when you publish, you can go and distribute that link to all of your friends. They can go online, even if they don't have a PS3 yet, they can go and check out the level, the high scores, the screenshots, and then from the web they can then connect it back to their PS3, so they can be browsing the web at work or on their lunch break and click loads of levels they like the look of, and when they come back to the PS3 and the PlayStation Network, they'll be able to see all of those levels ready queued up to play. So it's finding ways to close that loop so that players can find the good stuff.
But don't worry, it's still going to be the same LittleBigPlanet universe you know and love, just way more advanced.
From the graphics angle, I've been redoing the lighting so that even existing levels that you've already created, if you resaw them in LBP2, you'll have that level of flexibility and lushness that mean that if you want to do a really dark level or something that's like very personal to you, that visual style will be possible, much more so than in the first game.
With the DLC, obviously a big part of that was the costumes, and the interesting thing about that is that with LittleBigPlanet 2, all of these costumes that you may have bought, you're going to suddenly find that they've got another use that they didn't have in LittleBigPlanet 1, and you're going to want to have a large wardrobe.
Indeed you will. That's right, you won't be the only sack in need of some style and threads. In LBP2 you'll be able to create, resize, customize, and program your own AI sack bots. That will follow your every command. And since most people play LittleBigPlanet's multiplayer, you can bet that there will be tons more features for you to play LittleBigPlanet 2 with your friends. And though the devs aren't talking now, our sources reveal that we'll hear much more about LittleBigPlanet 2's multiplayer at E3, just around the corner.
With LittleBigPlanet 1, after a fairly short amount of time, we had over 1 million levels. And the aim with LittleBigPlanet 2 is that in a similar amount of time, we'll have over 1 million games. That's the dream.
LittleBigPlanet 2 promises to give you and your friends easier and more powerful tools to play, create, and share your genius levels. And now, even games. And we can't wait to see what kind of amazing stuff you come up with. For more in-depth coverage of Little Big Planet 2, be sure to pick up the August issue of PlayStation, the official magazine, on newsstands June 29th. Little Big Planet 2 with move controls? Yes please. But what took so long for this move-enabled download pack? Media Molecule wanted to do it right, naturally. With your Move controller in hand, you can now play through the entire game's original campaign, or tackle more than a dozen new levels and mini-games in the new story mode. It's the biggest Little Big Planet download pack ever. A bunch of new controls and tools for creating levels put the Move in focus. For example, the new story introduces the Brain Crane power-up. This lets Sackboy use his mind, while you drive the move pointer, to levitate objects and control the world. That's how Uri Geller did it. So much of Little Big Planet is in its customization. Like before, you can make your own levels or download content from the game's huge community. But with move controls, the endless possibilities get even, endlesser.
That was breathtaking.
Point and swipe with the new paint tool to create and apply new stickers, adjust gradients, choose colors, and more. It's like a little mini Photoshop in there. The motion recorder controls background characters like puppets. Manipulate them however you like, and the game can play back animations when you want, later. The Move just works better when building and playing certain puzzles, like the cursor control opens new options. Point, twist, whatever. It's more natural than thumbsticks in most situations. There are so many possibilities. You could even create games with a swinging mechanic, like golf. Try the Movinator to get deep into the controls, even tapping into the one-to-one move support to translate your actions into immediate on-screen results. The Little Big Planet 2 Move download pack adds so much content, and it just feels right. It's a natural extension to your Sackboy's big adventure.